What a sunny day this is. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Not as sunny as it probably could be, but at least it's sunny enough. I like it like that. So sunny. Yeah. Could have been Ruth. Look at that sky. Yeah. Definitely looks okay to me. Yeah. Because I get sunnier and sunnier as time goes by. Looks like I'm going to be laying my window down. It's cold in here, like I figured. Yep. I had let that one down, y'all. Of course, you know, I gotta have me some sunlight. No matter what. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you can see, I got on some pretty colors today. Orange today. Yes, it is. And my friend, we supposed to start talking soon as I get a call. You can tell I got on orange nail polish, which is Tequila Sunrise. That one looks so good. Match my shirt, of course. Then my plaid skirt. I remember my other video I did first when I was wearing red and blue plaid skirt. I called it a shirt, but I meant skirt. So as you can see, plaid skirt again. Matches t-shirt. Orange t-shirt to match. And of course, you know, I got these lovely beads in my hair. Yes. I had to get close range because somehow the sun makes it hard to see me. Which I ain't about to have that today. So, yep. This is how I look. Orange beads in my hair. Orange lipstick. Orange eyeshadow, as you can see. And, of course, my headdress. You can see that it's orange, too. And today, Friday. Yep. Sure enough is. February 27th, 2015. Sunny today. I was wondering if it's going to be sunny today. I thought it was cloudy 2 days ago, February 25th, 2015, Wednesday, when I did the other video. And you hear rain in the background. This time, you hear a lot of sunlight. See a lot of sunlight, everything, before I start doing my chat. So, about that time, y'all. Let's see. Who's been calling me now? Wow. Business people. People I haven't been able to answer the phone to, of course. But it's all good. I'll catch up with them a little later. Today's Friday. Everybody getting paid, I'm sure. Well, let me stop playing around. Hello? Girl, you know what time it is. Chatting time. Yeah. You know what? We had fun talking Wednesday when it was raining. Oh, yes, we did. I gotta tell you some more good stuff. Mm-hmm. This time I'm getting started. Yeah. Our conversation is gonna be hot today. I'm gonna tell you about this good stuff. I'm gonna start right now before I get busy all over again doing what I was doing before I got a chance to answer your call. Now, I got three things in the first block. It's kind of about juvenile, jail, and prison. I'm gonna tell you what I got down here about juvenile. Juveniles could be for bad teenage boys or bad teenage girls. And if I'm not mistaken, it could run a little bit under teenage. I'm not sure. But it somewhat looks like a jail because I don't see it in movies before, and it looks kind of like prison too. But other than that, it's juvenile. So enough is. And jail, you know what that is. Behind bars, big time. In prison, just the biggest place and the worstest place I hear about people going. But it's the only thing they're in jail and prison. It's always the women and the men. They get so now they send children in jail. It's a shame, ain't it? Huh? Yeah, and the thing about juveniles is people always trying to get your birth certificate and stuff like that, social security numbers and stuff like that, Medicaid cards and stuff like that, or health insurance if you don't have Medicaid card. That's how they do it. I mean, I've been hearing about it. Somehow I started studying about it too and everything and found out that's how they work people into the juvenile zones. It's always like for young criminals, put it like that. And jail and prison for the old criminals. Sure enough is. Yeah, I mean, people wouldn't probably have to go through that. They would have their kids raised up better than that. That's what I'm saying. And even though you can have your kids raised up good, and they can still go wrong because they hanging out with a crowd behind your back. That's how some of them turn bad. Believe me, I know. And I've been around people in my home city of Fitzgerald, and I hear all about them. And they don't really have to be bad. They could be still in school and still going wrong because they're doing it behind their parents' back. Their parents get disgusted with them for when they find out what really happened. Because they being in the dark the whole time, don't know what's going on. No matter if it's crime or sex. I'm serious. And not only that, to me, it seems like it just seems to be worrisome. So you know about that juvenile and jail and prison stuff, huh? Who don't? Yeah, in Fitzgerald, we have gangsters and thugs. They're the main ones that get behind bars. Because all they do is illegal activity. That's how they get behind bars. And commit crimes that may not be illegal, but still bad. Shoot, yeah. The worst thing about it, parents get shocked behind that mess. Very shocked. So shocked, and it's like a big surprise. Now the ones that don't give a damn, they're the ones that ain't shocked. Because they know they can't control what's going on around them. And half of the time can't control what's going on in their own family. Because their family keep them from knowing what's going on. That's how it is. Sometimes kids tell their parents everything. Sometimes kids don't. Because they're trying to learn how to develop a way of not saying anything about their privacy. Which I think is kind of crazy, but it's true. Next block I'm talking about is God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Now God, He's the creator of all things. And I'm so happy that He created everything because it made me feel good. Because we were part of the ones that was created by Him. Jesus. Well, He came along because He's conceived by the Holy Spirit, which is totally different from us. We was born as sinners because Adam and Eve went and broke some rules. And that's how it was. Then, God is the Father of everything. Jesus is the Son of everything. And the Holy Spirit, our comforter. And so, yeah, and Jesus is our brother. No matter we're his sister or his brother. Holy Spirit is the Spirit of God. And He's the reason why we have Jesus around. Because the Virgin Mary was the mother of Jesus. That's why, and the Holy Spirit conceived Jesus, whereas God had a lot to do with that. So you put God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit together, that's the Trinity. We talk about that sometime, Bible study, Sunday school, and church. It's cool. Yeah. That's my second block. We talking about God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's cool, huh? Because our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. That's why we need the Holy Spirit within us. Without Him, we're doomed. It'll be harder to go to heaven. Tell me, all three of them gonna be in heaven. Right about now, they really are in heaven right now. They're just coming down here on earth and see about us. All three of them put together does their thing. You can't see Jesus right now till we go to heaven. That's how it is. He's in heaven. Yeah. The Holy Spirit can easily be in us. We get baptized by water, then we get baptized by the Holy Spirit. That's cool. There's 2 baptisms we're going through that I know of. It may be more than that, but that's all I know for now. Sure do. Yeah. Now my third block, we're talking about Saturday school, church, and Bible study. Now, see, the reason why I said Saturday school, because we really supposed to go to school at the church on Saturdays. We're supposed to go to church on Saturday and Bible study on Saturday because we're supposed to keep the 7th day holy. Well, the 7th day of the week is the Sabbath day. Sabbath. Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, right now they call it Sunday school because we go to church on Sunday morning. And that's what Sunday school is about, Sunday morning service in the Sunday school. But we really probably going to church on Saturday morning. So we should be calling it Saturday school, really. Because that's the day we're supposed to go to church all day. Morning, noon, and night, I say. That means we should be eating in the church, too. Now, you know what? It'd be so cool if they do start doing Saturday school on Saturday mornings in the church. Then everybody can eat breakfast at church before they start Saturday school. And then when it get times for them to go to church service in general, eat lunch after church service end. And then later on, do Bible study during the nighttime on Saturday and eat dinner afterwards. See what I'm talking about? Or else eat dinner before we start Bible study on Saturday. That's how we should do it. But you know how it is. Man got everything so screwed up. But I, read a long time ago, about the 1st century, 2nd century, 3rd century, and part of 4th century, if not all of 4th century, they used to go to church. They used to go to church on Saturdays. They never said Sunday was today. Because you look at it on the calendar, Sunday is the 1st day of the week. Instead of the 7th day of the week. Some people do things backwards on purpose, I think. But that's alright. They're going to get that straight before it's over, I hope. Yeah, so much for that. Yeah. And they always teach out the Bible on Saturday school and church and Bible study. They teach out the Bible. And I'm saying Saturday school because that's what we're supposed to be doing instead of Sunday school. But other than that, we still going to Sunday school for now. But maybe that'll change a little later, I hope. Maybe some people like us need to get involved. And if we don't, somebody else probably will. Somebody always being somebody doing something, trying to make history, ain't it? It is interesting. And when we go to church on Saturday for some other reason, I feel so good. Like we're supposed to be in church on Saturday. And I read online we do supposed to go to church on Saturdays. They never said nothing about Wednesday nights for Bible study, nor Sunday morning for Sunday school, nor Sunday afternoon for church services either. But yet we supposed to be doing all that stuff on Saturday. And I'm for real. Yeah. Now we're going to jump into the 4th block. Heaven and hell. Now heaven is a beautiful place to go. 12 tribes of Israel up there. It's in the Bible. We just got to know the names of 12 tribes already before we can figure out what they're talking about. Yeah. Hell doesn't have anything to do with the fun in heaven at all. Now, people talk about paradise. That's the second thing I should have put down. Paradise falls in between heaven and hell, so I was told. I don't know how true that is, but somewhere up in there. That's why I say heaven and hell live out paradise. But you know what? Since I don't hear about paradise before, I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but I don't know very much. Heaven, then paradise, then hell. Like I said, paradise is in between heaven and hell. And I guess that's where people go at for a while until Judgment Day. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to say something that I don't know what I'm talking about. Because then that's like between heaven and hell. Where you going to heaven and where you going to hell. That's what I'm thinking it means when they talk about paradise. But other than that, I ain't too sure about nothing on paradise. But I know heaven and hell, that's for sure. Now, hell's the worst thing you go. Because you get burnt up by fire 24/7 and non-stop. And it's hotter than the fire we cook on, so I've been told. So who in the world want to go to hell? You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting to think about it. And think about how people say Satan is so hideous. When I hear about the word hideous, I start laughing because it sounds like the funniest word you can ever use on Satan. Some preachers said Satan is a spirit, and some other preachers said Satan is a man. I don't care which way it go, he's still a bad person to be around. God made him, and he was in heaven before he got thrown out of heaven. And I was laughing in church Sunday when the preacher talked about Reverend Anthony Davis. He had me laughing my butt off because he was talking about the devil got thrown straight out of heaven and hit the ground and didn't break not one bone. It sounds so funny. Everybody was laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. Started laughing every time I thought about how he put it because he makes like a joke. But it's true. He didn't break not one bone. He's a tough creature. That's why we need to be cool and stay our butts straight so we can go to heaven. Because I ain't trying to get up there with, I ain't trying to get down there with the beast at all. I'm for real. The beast is nothing to have fun at like it's a feast. No way. It's a creature we don't need to be around. That's for sure as Christians. Folks that ain't no Christian, they love Satan. We all know that. Yeah, anybody who don't never go to church, don't never read the Bible, and don't never pray, and don't never fast, and don't never get saved by the Holy Spirit, they're going straight to hell. They don't think about how hot the fire is. They probably think they can stand it, but you know, I heard about it in the Bible and read about it in the Bible too. They talk about how people that's going to be screaming in hell, they'll never get a chance to sleep day nor night. That's a shame, man. Why people don't want to change? I'm just happy when we have people come to our church, they change. Street niggas come to our church changing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Since we had our preacher, we have had 4 people come to our church and join the church, and 2 people have changed. That's what I'm talking about. It might be 3 people if he ain't miscounted, because I thought I counted 3, but it don't really matter. It's going to be more than that after a while. Once he keeps on being our preacher over here, yeah. That's right. Jose Chapel CME Church. Hey. I've been a member of that church since I was a little girl. I'm serious. My family always been there first. Yeah, and I'm always been the kind of girl who want to pray at the altar so I can see, can I get an answer on God? Because I can't always think like I want to when I'm not at the altar. They say in the Bible, take our problems to the altar, and that's what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I get there too late to pray, so I make up for it after church turns out. But now I get so I'd rather do it before church even turns in, just in case. Yeah. Heaven and hell, and paradise far in between. We're going to talk about paradise. Going to have everybody there. I'm assuming paradise is for people that ain't never, sure about where they're going, and we don't know if paradise really makes sense. What I'm finna say about paradise, it's probably just a relaxing place to be, I guess you can say, until, I guess it's time to get Judgment Day, to go to heaven and hell. I don't know. I might be wrong. Don't think I'm right about that part. I haven't been too sure about paradise. I know heaven is a good place to go. But in heaven, now you can see all your family. You can see people that you never thought you could see. Like people you never seen on earth, they in heaven once they made it to heaven. Once you go to heaven in the future. After Judgment Day, once we go to heaven. Yeah. Speaking of Judgment Day, I got to tell you something that I learned. Can you hold on a minute? I got to get it out. It's in my bag. Yeah. I'm back. I gotta tell you about this. This is what I learned about this guy on the radio, right? He's a preacher. I'm not sure which one said that. I'm not sure. It might have been, yeah. It might have been Bishop William Hollis preaching on this subject. Or the other preacher that I don't know the name of, but it doesn't really matter. But all I know, I listen to WMOC FM radio point, as I can say, 88.7 FM radio. Anyway, listen, they was talking about this. On Judgment Day, God gonna have 6 books open on Judgment Day. And this gonna sound funny. I laugh a little bit about it because I was like, dawg, we so something on this planet Earth. And it's probably gonna be that way for the other planets too if they got people on it or animals on it. And life that ain't about animals and people on it. But anyway, this is all about people because he made us creatures. Creatures of God. Listen. Books that we be open on Judgment Day. And God is the judge now. Listen. That's why we look stupid judging each other while we're humans on earth. Because we don't know what we're talking about. But these books right here. 6 books now. The first book is the Book of Conscience. The second book is the Book of Thoughts. The third book is the Book of Words. The fourth book is the Book of Secrets. The fifth book is the Book of Public Works. And the sixth and final book is the Book of Life. That's right. Now, the Book of Life talks about going to heaven. And if your name got to be already in the Book of Life in order to go to heaven. If your name ain't in the Book of Life, then you won't get a chance to go to heaven. That's worse. Because you'll get a chance to go to hell. If your name is not in the Book of Life, that's what they always say. The Book of Life determines you being part of the heaven, family in heaven. And in heaven, you know you're going to see all your family for real. No matter if they're your oldest people that started first generation and on down to the generation you're in, and probably the generation that's going to be coming in after you once you done dead and gone. So that's how heaven gets full. Funny, huh? It could be people that you don't see and people that you haven't seen. That's the clue. Even women who don't have miscarriages, their babies can be in heaven so they can see their moms and daddy go to heaven. If their mom and daddy are serious about seeing them in heaven, yeah, they'll go. But they're not serious. That's on them. That's the scary part about it. Yeah. In the Book of Works, Book of Public Works, that's dealing with the evil and the good works that people do. And the Book of Secrets deal with the hearts of everybody, men, women, and children. Yeah, that's right. The Book of Words, I bet it's got a lot to do with it, rather not you using good words or bad words, profane or non-profane language. That's what the Book of Words is about. Or blasphemous language, put it like that. And then the Book of Thoughts, going by what you think in your head, good or bad. And the Book of Conscience, talking about your conscience, how your conscience is. Whether you have a guilty conscience or not. That kind of stuff. You know, that's what that's all about. And I guess if you don't look good in neither one of them, I guess you're doomed. And you better be saved while your name is all judged in those 6 books. Because that way you can still go to heaven. Yeah. Serious. Yeah. I only tell you what I know. I may not be knowing enough, but it's better than nothing. Tell me about it. Better little information than none. Yeah, that's what they always say. Better little information than none. Or else better little information than no information at all. A little information can help guide you some so you won't seem so lost. Listen, I also got to tell you something about heaven and hell too while we're still talking. Because you know what? They have angels and stuff. The good angels in heaven and the bad angels in hell. And I realized the good angels in heaven, they could come right here on this planet. The Bible talks about angels, and the preacher spoke about angels could be right there in front of us. We wouldn't even be able to see it. They can be right there guiding us and protecting us. That's what I call cool. I like the idea angels exist. Well, what's worse is the bad angels on earth with the Satan that we heard about. Because like I said, the good angels are with God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. But the bad angels are with Satan and the demons and the bad spirits. Demonic spirits or satanic spirits, but like that. Well, so much for that subject. I don't know enough to keep talking about that, so let's move on. The Holy Bible and the Satanic Bible. Listen. The Holy Bible is something holy, dealing with all the books that has been written from the centuries that it first started getting written, which is pretty much first century. And on down to whatever century that I don't know when they start writing the Bible book. But anyways, it's the good stuff in it. It also speaks the truth. The Holy Bible. Now the Satanic Bible, it don't speak the truth. It's everything twisted up of the Holy Bible. That's what I've been told, and that's what I hear people on TV say. So you better not never read the Satanic Bible. And I have seen a girl in Greyhound reading one. I thought she was crazy. And you know what? She brought the bad luck to the Greyhound bus. We rode down in some part of Pennsylvania. I was already trying to get there, have my fun at the poetry convention where I was going one year. I'll never forget that year. Yeah, shoot. She reading the Satanic Bible and I had my Holy Bible. That's cool. I just wasn't reading mine because I had too much stuff to dig into to get to mine. But I read it somewhere, sometime, another. And that's for sure. I take it with me when I travel just to make sure I read it. And it comes in handy, too. Yeah. Satanic Bible probably got spells up in it. I don't care. The Holy Bible pretty much got blessings up in it. I feel. Because you can read about so many miracles. So, yeah. A lot of miracles inside the Holy Bible that's been going on. And testimonies in the Holy Bible that's going on. That's dealing with Jesus. And God and the Holy Spirit. But in the Satanic Bible, I'm sure it's all about Satan. And everything else. And I can't even say because I don't even know. I ain't trying to find out either. Yeah, my mom said one time she saw a big old Satanic Bible in the library. She said she believed people likes to read it. But she don't. She just saw somebody getting it out or whatever they was doing. Or she was going through some books and ran across it. But you know she ain't going to read that because she's a Christian. So she read the Holy Bible only. But she saw they had a big old Satanic Bible in the library. That was a long time ago now. I don't know if they still got it. And I wouldn't care less to find out either. Because I ain't trying to be the child of Satan. That's why I shoot. I'm trying to be the child of God and let it stay that way. It's more better that way. Shoot. Better safe than sorry. I want to still look beautiful like God made me when I go to heaven. And in heaven, we'll still look very beautiful. More beautiful than we looking on earth, put it like that. We'll be wearing white robes and stuff. I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah. We want to worry about no problems that we have down here on earth. That's what makes heaven seem like the best place to go. But hell's going to be just like we going through on earth. More worse though, getting burned all the time. That's worse. But anyway, so much for that subject still. And you know, the Holy Bible is supposed to have more books up in it than what they have. The Holy Bible only has 66 books up in it. When I found out it's supposed to be 500 or 600 books in the Bible, child. Yes, it is. I was on this website. I can't think of the name because I haven't been on it in 3 or 4 years. But I supposed to have saved it in my email. It talks about different books of the Bible that's been taken out. And they used to show it on the History Channel saying the forbidden books of the Bible. Man, they crazy. That's supposed to be on Jesus Christ's life. Things that he do, we might be good at it and don't know it. And then we never know what he did. How we going to know how he lived as a person that was born of the Virgin Mary and conceived by the Holy Spirit? That's what I'm talking about. Now, we born of both parents, and that was like man and woman style. It wasn't the Holy Spirit putting us into the world. So, that's what I mean. Yeah. It talks about everything in the Bible. It's just too bad it's not all the books in the Bible. But if you go online, girl, you can see all the books in the Bible that was taken out, except for a few still missing. I guess somebody did it on purpose and let it stay hidden, so that it can never be known on the line either, nor in the Holy Bible, never. That's sad. I bet you the Satanic Bible got everything in the Bible that they need. I bet ain't not one book of the Satanic Bible missing. I bet you it ain't. And I wouldn't even care to know. I bet you if I wanted to know, I would have got online and looked and see what kind of books in the Bible, but I won't. I'm not finna mess up my chance of going to heaven. Just by us reading bad books like that could put us in hell fast. Sure. Could be something that blasphemes to our brains, and we don't need to know all that blasphemous stuff. Me, I ain't trying to be that way, but sometimes you get into the wrong relationships with people who don't like to read the Bible, so that makes you feel you might as well be doing something different, like not reading the Bible. The Holy Bible, that is now. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. So much for that subject. I don't even know what I can tell you. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did that night when I was on computer. My computer, I was in Collins Square, girl. I was 36 hours in one day. No sleep. I wasn't even sleepy. I was restless. You don't want to know why, but I'm going to tell you in a minute. Go ahead. Girl, it was because of the Holy Bible. I was excited if I had 500 or 600 books. 500 or 600 books in the Bible that was missing. And that leaves 66 books as what's in there now today. So what it was, I had found these books in the Bible that was missing, right? I read it online. I was happy, girl. I found out all kind of stuff. I mean, I might not remember it so well, but it was good. About how God gonna come back and capture us and take us to heaven in certain ships. Yeah, he's gonna come in like a thief in the night, according to the Holy Bible. So you better be ready. Holy Bible never lies. It tells the truth. It's always the truth. Satanic Bible always tell lies. It never tells the truth. I always tell lies. It's flipping of the Christianity of the Holy Bible. That's why. Don't you get it? Yeah. So much for that subject. Now, let's go here to the federal schools and state schools. Talk about that for a minute. The only federal school I know with federal schools around here in Georgia I know is Head Start. Every other school around here in Georgia that I know about are state schools. Starting from pre-K, which is pre-kindergarten, so they say it means. Then kindergarten. Then primary school. This part of primary school, kindergarten is now. It used to be separated back when I was young. So, yeah. Primary school. That's a state school. Elementary school is a state school. Junior high, which is the same thing as middle school today, is a state school. High school itself is a state school, and it used to be called senior high when I was young, but it's high school today. It's a state school. College is a state school, and university is a state school. Sometimes I find out technical schools are also state schools. I don't know. It just seemed that way from what I'm learning, yeah. They could change things somehow, and I would never even know about it, but that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Only thing different, high schools and colleges and universities, you graduate from them. Now they used to do it in Head Start, and it's a federal school, have kids to graduate in federal school. The federal schools of Head Start. Yeah, Head Start is a federal school by itself, sits out by itself. They go to schools on days that the other schools, as state schools, don't even go to school. I know that. I've had my kids going to Head Start, and that's a federal school, and they be going to school on days that the state schools are out, so they go to school more than anybody. To me, Head Start looks like a daycare and the school mixed together, which is probably what it is. That's why it's federal. I bet you. Yeah. And you graduated from Head Start a long time ago with caps and gowns and stuff on, and they had pageants a long time ago, and I had my girls involved in all of that. Somewhere they changed the graduation, I think, a little bit after my second daughter got in school. So graduation had started fading out before she graduated or after she graduated. I forgot how it went. But all I know, federal schools like Head Starts used to have all that stuff. Graduations, pageants. Yeah, they had all that. Uh-huh. It was fun. It was like they were really going to college doing all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's fun. They got playgrounds too. Just like a real park. But only a real school it is. Let me go on down to the next chart part. Yeah. Uh-huh. And you know the only thing about the last school that you attend, you graduate to change your life forever before you go to a college or university. And they usually have you get a diploma in high school. Yeah. I think you get a certificate too if you ain't really doing so hot. That's what I heard. They're worried all starting high school, certificates and diplomas. Then when you go to college, you can get a certificate or a diploma or a degree. That's the way it is in colleges and universities. Yeah. Now the federal school, Head Start, they give you something that look like a showing you finished Head Start so you can move on. That's cool. They was letting people graduate in the primary schools. That's what I was told in elementary schools and middle schools. Then they quit all that and let high school and college and university be the only ones doing it. So Head Start, primary school, elementary school, and the middle school are the only ones that had graduations going on, but it wasn't like every grade. It was like so many grades apart they had graduations, but my kids missed a chance to go through all that because they started all that for my kids got in that kind of areas of the schools to even get a chance to graduate. So all they did was graduate from Head Start, which is the federal school. So they didn't get a chance to graduate from none of the state schools. Except for once they get in high school, they will be graduating, of course, from the high school. That's a state school. Start all over again graduating. Yes, it is. And then you get a chance to get free money and stuff to go to college and universities. Only if you don't have a bad background from being locked up behind bars in no kind of way, yeah. They don't even like giving you no free money to go to school if you don't be behind bars. That's true. I know it seems jacked up. Stupid, huh? But I guess it's just to teach you a lesson not never do crime. That's their only way they're punishing people nowadays. Cause they know everybody want that free money to go to school on. I know I had my fun with it. Cause when you get free money left over, you can spend it on anything you want. You want to spend it on nothing if you don't want to, but put it in the bank if you want to, and if you got a bank account, yes you do. And that's only if you got a bank account altogether, no matter if it's a checking account or a savings account, you can do that. But if you ain't got no bank account like I had been having all my life, no bank account, because every time I spent my money, I couldn't even save money, no way to even start a bank account. But somewhere in my life, it's going to have to change. That's why when I had my free money coming back from what was left over from where I went to schools on and colleges and stuff, but I'm going back to school, college, and university this time. I ain't going to be just college alone. So, yeah, I'm free money. I'm going to have that. I'm going to start opening up me an account, put it in there. No matter if it's a savings account or a checking account. Either way, I'm going to start having some leftover money to put in my account. Because you really don't get a chance to spend all that money no ways. I really don't. When you get something back, that's a good chance. Yeah. Now, if you're on academic vocation, wait a minute. If you're on academic, what's that word I was trying to use? Not vocation. It's academic probation. If you're on academic probation in college, you won't get no free money. Believe me, I know. I've been through that. Yeah, because you've been on win and messed up your grade because you couldn't go back to school for a little while when you're supposed to finish the whole year out. Because I had car trouble a couple of times in my life, so I had to throw somebody else to take me to school. And then once me and them started going to school good, they started having car trouble. So we both was in bad shape. So that's why you start having academic probation right there, so you can get free money for a while. And that's bad. But the only way you can get off academic probation is appeal and prove them that you won't have any problems going back to school because of transportation trouble. Or you can have academic probation if you have bad grades in college, where you can get free money, which means you go to school in your own money. True. And I like it better when you get scholarships and stuff. Trying to go to school on it. Or else free grant money and go to school on it. The loans come in when you want to live on campus and buy a meal ticket. That's true. But you got to stay out of trouble to get that money from the state no matter how you look at it still. I'm serious. That's why they always do this background checking you all the time so you okay to get something like that. For real. So much for the school topic. We're going to jump into the church and chapel now. Church is a cool place to go. You can have fun. There are people and family. A chapel is smaller than a church. I like churches. They're much bigger. I done been to a chapel before because a long time ago when our church was burning down because of old electricity wiring and stuff had to be, then wasn't checked, then that was how our church got burned down. And our church was just right then. It ain't as big as the church we got today, which we got blessed to get this big church we got. It got burned down because of the electricity wiring and everything back in the day. I remember hearing about that. The electricity wiring was very, very bad. So I remember that night, my first love was riding down the street, on Montana Drive, and I was becoming sad seeing my church burning down. Fire department trucks, fire trucks was up there putting out fire. I was sad because that's my church. It was smaller, and we only had two sections. Like now we got 3 sections we could sit in because we have a bigger church. Man, I was so sad, tears in my eyes, because I never seen the church burn before, and that was our only church till we ended up using a chapel. We used Hall's chapel to celebrate God in after that. So Mr. Hall, C.C. Hall, he's the guy who does the funeral home stuff. Yeah. Last I heard he was 95 years old. Dang, he looks so like he ain't even 95. They say people who does funeral burials and stuff, they look younger, longer, and live longer than people who don't do that. So that seems true, and I've seen it before. It's obviously true. Because my cousin, who died a long time ago, he looked so young when he used to do the funeral hall stuff when it come down to getting bodies, the dead bodies and stuff, the embalming fluid and stuff. They drain the blood out of the body when it's dead, that kind of stuff, and put embalming fluid in so it won't smell before the funeral. So they had to bury the body in quickly within a week before, the smell started trying to come in, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the embalming fluid, they use that when they drain the blood out of dead bodies and put embalming fluid in. So yeah, he used to run around and do that too, and he had a building, but I don't know the name of it. But it's probably interesting. But yeah, anyway, so much for that part I just talked about. Churches are real big, and I like it. We got a big church with 3 sections in now. Thank God. So it's fun. Hopefully I get married in my church one day. Sometimes I think I might rush on getting married in a chapel first just to speed up my first marriage with somebody that I don't care about too much to be married to. But then I realized, why would I do that? when I get married in a real church, which is my own church where I go to every Sunday. Now, I used to go like once a month, but my cousin from Miami, she told me I need to start going every Sunday and be up there with them having fun in church, doing activities every Sunday. Because when I was going to church once a month or twice a month, I was just doing activities in church once a month. That's how come I'm up there doing it now more than ever. Cause I realize I'm missing something when I could be really having fun while, I don't have an extra baby in the way yet, or extra babies in the way yet. So that'd be my reason to be active in church a lot more often than just once a month. So I think I'm glad my cousin got me interested. I'll always be glad. I started getting blessed too when I did that. So a lot of people need to do that. Get blessed by going to church more often instead of staying home doing nothing. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff when you think you don't have a chance to, and you can. You really can. I'm serious. Yeah. It's always some confusion all the time, too. When you don't know what you want to do in church sometimes. But I've always been choosing what I want to do in church and sticking to it. And I love it. Something I don't want to do in church, I won't do it no more. If I don't like it. If it wasn't fun, that's how I am. That's how I am on anything. It ain't just about church. Yeah. Yeah, the little chapel was in C.C. Hall's chapel. That was fun. Called the Hall Chapel, I think it was called. And my church is called Holy Chapel, CME Church. Yeah. Yeah, church is a place to have weddings and stuff. Besides just funerals and church activities. The chapel, you can do a wedding at a chapel too. It's just smaller. Less people. Shorter wedding too, probably. Excuse me. Yeah. Churches come in handy. Because you can have a preacher or a pastor or a deacon or a bishop or a prophetess, a prophet, something like that. Yeah, all that. If I'm leaving out anything, let me know. That's probably about all, like you said. Let me get to the next block. We through with the church and the chapel thing. Computers, cell phones, tablets, iPods, iPads. We talking about that. Yeah. Picture cameras, video cameras, radios and televisions, all the electronics. Yeah, and some of the stuff that I named, you have to end up buying like SD cards and stuff, DVDs and stuff, CDs and stuff, videotapes and stuff, and audio cassette tapes and stuff. Just to have fun, yeah. For real. And sometimes they make it where you have to have rolls of films, depending on what you're using it. And somehow, and the way you're using it too. Yeah. And sometimes you have to worry about satellites and cables. And not only that, Wi-Fi's. Yeah, stuff like that to be able to enjoy TV. And might help pick up some radio stations too, I don't know. And computers and cell phones and tablets, iPods, iPads. Shoot, all that stuff there. That's just like saying you ain't really got to go to no library no more if you don't want to. Just stay home and use it if you got it in your own home. Or ride around with it in your vehicles and use it. Yeah. Because not everybody have cable no ways. I used to have cable. I don't care no more. I think I have fun watching movies more than I do watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Weather Channel is my favorite channel. I be listening to that when I'm in the hospital, girl. I'm for real. I'm serious. Every time I'm in the hospital, if I have a baby or a dumb miscarriage or something like that, or surgery or something like that, I listen to the Weather Channel. That's my relaxation channel. And I watch the news to keep up with what's going on around the world, too. I don't too much care for different movies all that much, but I still look at a little bit of movies if it's something interesting that I like. Very interesting or very intriguing. And you can play your favorite musics, no matter if you listen to radios or televisions and stuff, too. Along with the computers and cell phones and tablets and iPods and iPads. and DVDs and CDs and videotapes and audio cassette tapes and SD cards. That's right. Video cameras could capture just the same too, but except for the only thing different, picture cameras don't have no sound. Shoot, that's right. Now let's jump down here. We're going for homeschool, private school, and public school. My friend, we grew up together, right? Shoot, I don't know where she don't move to now, but the last I've known, she was on the other side of Ocilla, which is Lax, Georgia. And we used to be in Fitzgerald a lot back before she moved a lot. Now she's in the other side, Rochelle, Georgia, but I'm not too sure what city this time. I haven't seen her in a while, but I ran into her sister. That's why I know she moved from Lax, Georgia, which is on the other side of Ocilla, and moved to the other side of Rochelle, which I don't know the name of that city yet. Maybe I could have asked her sister, but I didn't really get into the conversation too deep because we was checking out buying groceries and stuff that day. But anyway, yeah. Homeschool. She said she's going to homeschool her kids, and that's cool because you get a chance to get your cool smartness on with your kids, and they'll probably learn a heck of a lot better than a public school. But then public schools are very open to anybody, so that's why it's public. And private schools, they just got private people that don't want to be in public schools going. Homeschool, you get taught at home. You learn stuff from a baby in on up till you graduate from high school. Even though when you get homeschooled, you still can go to high school and graduate, because my cousins and stuff started homeschooling their kids while they're in the high school. The last few years of their kids been in high school, they start homeschooling their kids, and I found that they can get their high school diploma with their class that they're graduating with still too. That's how cool homeschooling is. I didn't know that till I talked to my cousin. My friend, she must have known that the whole time, but I didn't know. I'm learning from everybody around me. That's the whole other why I like to communicate and talk a lot. You learn a lot, shoot. And you learn better if you ask more questions than you are when you don't ask a lot of questions. If you don't ask a lot of questions, you ain't going to learn much. So I learned that homeschooling ain't bad. Some people want to say homeschool ain't fun because you don't see many people to play with, but you can still go outside and play after you do get homeschooled in the house. So what's so bad about that? You still get used to being around kids because you play with the kids in your neighborhood after you do getting homeschooled inside. Because really, my mama started teaching me really smart stuff. That's why I was so damn smart. You could never say I'm dumb. She's smart and I'm smart, so that makes the two of us. And my kids smart, it makes 3 and 4 of them. So, and more kids to come, I have them smart too, as long as I work on being a homeschool teacher for starters. Then when they get ready to go to preschool, or better yet, Head Start, and then preschool and all that. Then that's when they start going to the whole entire public school and start learning their stuff from their own. Yeah, homeschool is what you're supposed to do. You teach your own kids from the time they're really young, when they are born. Really, that's what homeschooling starts, really, at home. And if you want to keep homeschooling them until they get into 12th grade, fine. They'll still graduate with their class with their high school diploma. That's right. No, they're smart. And my kinfolk, they said they had to buy a computer for their kids to get homeschooled, so that's how you do it. Ain't all about the books no more alone, huh? Yeah. Then the private school, I ain't never been in private school, but I heard it costs a lot of money to go to private schools, and they wear uniforms every day and every night, so I don't know, they care. They don't have to worry about washing clothes and changing clothes every day like homeschool people would or public school people would. Now, homeschool, you probably don't have to worry about changing clothes either because you're home being hid from the public, shoot, or from the private. So you really don't have to change clothes every day while you're getting homeschooled unless you really want to. I'm serious. You can be having the same clothes on for every day and still getting homeschooled. Nobody wouldn't know it. Then when you get ready to get into the public school and private school, is a different story. You got to change clothes every day in the public school. Shoes too, you want to. Hairstyles too, you want to. Private school, everybody wear the same uniform and shoes every day and socks. So that's different. They say in private school you learn a lot more better than you do in public schools, which is probably close to being homeschooled, really. Because private school, you probably learn a lot, but you're only going to school around a bunch of kids while you're in a private school. That's all thing different. And I've never been around anybody who have told me if they graduate from private school, but I feel like they might. And it seems like they might. Or do they have to go to a public school and graduate like the homeschool kids do? That's something I really don't know, my friend. Yeah. And I just like to know about that stuff because I'll never know when I'm going to do some shifting in my life as I have kids. Some more, hopefully. So much for that subject about homeschool, private school, and public school, because that's all I know, girl. Yeah. I think in private schools they always have nuns and priests. I think always or sometimes. Yeah, nuns and priests goes to private schools. That's what I've always seen in movies, and it's probably the way it is in reality. Movies just a spitting image of reality. Sometimes movies just a spitting image of fantasies. It ain't real, so that's why I don't know is it really going on in reality or is it just something they made up. But judging by the movies I watch, like MacGyver, I saw a private school on his show, one of his episodes. It shows the priests and the nuns are there. So that's interesting. So I feel that's the way it's always going to be. Yeah. Yeah, girl, I love MacGyver. I watched MacGyver all the time when I was younger. Because I had my grandma's house living in her all the time back then. Because I was just fresh out of high school. I watched MacGyver every day. Miami Vice every day. You couldn't even stop me. They're my favorite shows. Shoot. Yeah. For one thing, it's kind of like undercover movies. And there are a lot of other movies I like to watch too. But I ain't going to get into all that because I got a lot more to talk about that we need to talk about before I get back busy. But anyway, let me get off of that subject because we're getting a little too out of the subject. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you learn lots from MacGyver, and MacGyver shows so fun to watch because my mama and him just alike. They always use duct tape on everything they do, and duct tape really works. It's like your miracle breakthrough. You use duct tape to fix something. Duct tape all over Walmart now, different shades. It's in Dollar General store and Dollar Tree store and Family Dollar store. And yeah, it's fun. Duct tape, I think I might have seen some in the grocery store. I ain't sure, but I know duct tape is the thing, you know. My mama always used duct tape all the time to fix stuff. That's why when I saw MacGyver doing that on his show, I like his show so deep. Shoot. I was so excited as his fan. I told him and my mama just like using duct tape when it comes to doing things in life. That what made me like his show. That duct tape was the answer to the problem, everything. So, yep, serious. Girl, don't have cable number once I be missing all the episodes. They probably don't did reruns by now. My advice too don't did reruns by now. Too bad I don't have cable anymore or satellite for the first time. Or give me some Wi-Fi where I can do some stuff. I don't know Wi-Fi really does any TV watchings, but I know it helps you get on internet. That's all Wi-Fi known for, getting you on internet. More than it is hooking you up with TV situations. So we're going to cut that right now. The next subject, daycare and night care. Daycare is fun because that's all I ever did with my kids when I had to go to work back in the day. I used to work so many jobs that ain't funny, girl. Too bad I forgot to put that in my autobiography in my book, my first book I wrote called How To. But it's alright. I'm going to put it in my second book. But I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. And I haven't even started writing it. I thought a little bit to put in it, but I never really got into it real deep. So I'm going to put my autobiography in my second book. I want everybody to know I have work because they want to know what I do today, which is none of their business. Because sometimes it's better to keep stuff down low when you want to make money at home online or stuff like that. You don't want nobody knowing your privacy on what you're making money online doing if you're going to make money online. That's why I don't talk about nothing. But right now, there's a confusion online that I ain't finna handle right now at this time because you can't tell it's just a floozy to get your money to make you think you're going to make money at home when it's probably just a gimmick. My sister tell me some stuff online is real and some stuff online ain't real about making money at home online. And I'd rather work at home, shoot, so I can still be a full-time parent like all the other women and girls that become women. And that's true. Full-time at home or part-time at home is good. Bitch, you ain't gotta worry about clocking in every day. That's why I said, well, I don't want to worry about no daycare. Keep my kids then, because that'll be like a no story for me. A whole new story. So I just put my kids in daycares that was running through defects. That was more safer to me, I think. Choosing defects list of daycare sitters. They might have had night care sitters too, but like I said, I never worked at night. And I was going to do it too, but I couldn't because my mom worked at night, so I didn't see no reason to work at night when she worked at night, so I was going to let my kids be with her if she didn't work at night. That way she would be my night care sitter. Instead, I had to work at daytime. Shoot, back then I had 11 jobs, but it wasn't like all at one time or nothing, but that's how I counted them all in total, 11 jobs. So some of the times I had them, some of the jobs I had my parents, I didn't have no kids yet, so I didn't need no daycare sitter then. Some of the jobs I talked about I had my parents, I didn't have no kids to need a daycare, so I didn't have to worry about no daycare sitter at all, just me, myself, and I. Then when I had kids, I ended up, needing daycare sitters. And it was weird. Now I'd rather have my own making money at home situations going on. So I'm going to worry about daycares never again once I start by having kids. If I don't change my mind about having kids again. But I decided to need some more kids. All I got is 2 girls, and I ain't had no sons, no boys. I got 2 daughters. They my girls, though. Soon I'll be saying, they go my boys. They my boys. That's what I'm going to be saying in the future. Right now I'm saying, they go my girls. They my girls. My girls. My boys. I like how I say that. Shoot. Somewhere in my life, I might have to get my mom to be a night care sitter if it depends on me in college. Because I might have to go to night school. Be back before she go to work. That situation right there might be my excuse to have a night care sitter for a change. I never had one before, but I would be glad to take that chance, my mom. Yeah. So much for the daycare and night care situation. See, night care sitters, I believe that they sleep a lot. They don't really babysit for nobody. Let the baby wake them up crying if they got a new baby that's not so big. Or if the baby that is beginning to walk around, they'll be up all night doing whatever. So that babysitter be up all night if she the type that sleeps at day and works at night, like a babysitter situation work. Because then you know they're getting paid, so that's why I say it works at night. As keeping the kids at night as a night care sitter inside of a night care. Yeah. Yeah. Even though kids do go to sleep because they tired, so that night care sitter really ain't got much to do at night. That's what makes it so interesting to have a night care sitter. Night care sitter. You know, the fun thing about daycares and night care, they can be inside of a home or they can be inside of a building. That's not a home. That's the thing about having a daycare sitter, or a night care sitter. But I call it a night care sitter instead of a night care or a night center. Night care center, yeah. Night care center with night care sitters babysitting babies at night. Or children that's no longer babies at night, too. Daycare sitters have a daycare center or just a daycare in general. No matter if it's a home or a building, like I was saying. Babysitting in the daytime means they have to be wide awake, can't get no sleep, and they really on their toes till the parents come off from work. That's how that works. True. Some daycare sitters are cheap, some expensive, and if you're getting it paid for by the state, that's even better. That's how I did it. I never had to pay no babysitter to keep my kids. Except for if I'm late coming home, come on job, make me work overtime, that's when I had to pay out some fees. Which wasn't my style. Because I really needed that money. But I was glad they kept my kids safe and all. Some babysitters, man, they let kids get neglected. That's sad. Girl, I was mad by the day my kids got neglected. I ain't know how to act. Knowing they was working for DFAS getting paid too, I was mad as Hades. Yeah, I got mad, told on them. Because what you getting hired through DFAS to babysit for, and you going to make your kids get, then you going to neglect some of my kids. You getting paid through DFAS. I don't know how much money you making per kid. Speaking of daycare, I was about to run daycare. But my mom said, with my kids running around, and then I'm having other kids around too, that would have made me not be able to keep up too many kids at one time, but just can't keep up my own alone and don't have to run a daycare. So my own kid was really hyperactive, energetic, so I didn't need to have no bunch of kids around my kids to make me can't keep up my own kids, because that would make me look bad. So I knew what I was doing when I didn't decide to do a daycare in my own home, well, apartment, because we really don't supposed to run daycares at all when you're running around living in government housing. I've been living in government housing all my life. That ain't none of my own home, that is. Because, you know, that's how it is. Yeah, shoot. For real, you have to have your own home to run a daycare or a night care, because that's a government job. That's why daycare and night care is a government job. You're getting paid to the government to do that. Believe me, I know. I learned a lot when I was running around getting daycare sitters back in the day. Yeah, you get mad when a daycare. I got mad when a daycare sitters neglected my kids. Let my kids got hurt. Hell no. That's why I could never trust anybody to keep my kids again when I have some. Why I work at home for now. That's my reasons to be self-employed when I get ready. Because I know this right here. Hell yeah, and they don't care. They'll lie that they don't know D just to get away with it, and that ain't funny. That's why one of them daycares got closed down till they let a newborn baby got fucked up. That's what I'm talking about. They've been itching to get closed down when they made my kid get hurt. And I turned them up at first, but they didn't get fired though. It just gave me a reason to switch daycare sitters real quick. So a lot of people I don't trust my kids with, and then some of them still open, some of them got closed down. There's a lot of them got closed down, but I don't know which ones it was. I just chose a few in my past just to say I'm making my money and get my babies taken care of. A lot of times family busy working, you can't trust them either when they have to work. So you gotta trust somebody that don't have to be on a different job other than babysitting. and you trust your kids with your family, it's always better though. Cause my grandma, when I let my grandma kill my kids, cause she was no longer really on the clock anymore and was sitting home, retired and everything, and relaxed.